Welcome to the official channel of Sheikh Hamdan, a space where silence finds voice and truth walks with courage. Today, we step into a realm that many hesitate to explore, a realm where the heart speaks louder than duty, and where vulnerability is not weakness but power. This is not just a statement, this is a moment. It's time to speak the truth without any fear. And from this very breath, every word you'll hear is real, undressed from diplomacy, untouched by disguise. For years I've smiled through storms, laughed through loneliness, and stood tall even when my soul was bent with burdens I could never share. The world often sees the crown, the title, the elegance, but rarely the man beneath. A man with sleepless nights, with heartbreaks he swallowed in silence, with dreams that didn't always survive reality. I have loved and lost, trusted and been betrayed, and still, I remain silent, not out of weakness, but out of protection for those I loved more than myself. But silence has an expiry date. And mine has arrived. I am no longer afraid to admit that the path of royalty is not always lined with roses. Sometimes it's paved with thorns disguised as expectations. Every time I chose silence, I chose peace for others, while waging war within. But now I realize, truth isn't destruction, it's liberation. My truth may shake foundations, but it will also build bridges where walls once stood. I have lived with immense pressure, to be perfect, to represent, to never falter. But perfection is a myth that only breeds pain. I've been in love with someone who wasn't accepted by tradition. I've trusted family members who wore masks of loyalty while forging daggers in the dark. And I've written poetry not to impress, but to survive. Every verse a breath, every rhyme a heartbeat. And today, my truth will flow as freely as those poems, with no chains attached. Let me speak of love now, the kind they told me I shouldn't feel. The kind that wasn't suitable, because it didn't fit the mold of expectations. But love is not bound by bloodlines or blueprints. I loved her because she saw me, not the sheikh. She touched the man, not the throne. And yet, I was asked to let go. I was told my happiness was secondary to duty. But can we ever truly serve others if we are dying inside ourselves? I am no longer willing to live behind veils. I am not just Fazza, the poet of Dubai. I am also a soul that bleeds, a man who weeps, a human who doubts. And if speaking my truth disappoints a few, let it be so. Because truth, pure, unapologetic truth, does not fear disapproval. It seeks healing, not applause. And I'm finally choosing healing. Let the world know that even within golden palaces, there are hearts cracking under pressure. There are young royals craving freedom, not just fortune. I've walked through empty halls echoing with forgotten dreams. I've looked in mirrors and questioned if I even recognized the man staring back. But today, that man is shedding every label forced upon him and reclaiming his voice. This is not a rebellion. This is redemption. I owe it to myself, to my people, and to those who followed me not for the image, but for the soul behind it. I want every young person out there, royal or not, to know that your truth is valid. Your pain is real. And your voice matters. Even if it shakes, speak it. Even if it costs, share it. I've forgiven those who misunderstood me, but I will no longer protect those who knew the truth and still chose betrayal. I've learned that silence sometimes enables injustice. I have witnessed decisions being made not for honor, but for ego. And I cannot be a silent spectator anymore. I must be the storm that clears the sky, not the cloud that hides the sun. Some may ask, why now? Why break the silence after all these years? Because I'm tired. Tired of watching the world shape me instead of me shaping my world. Tired of hiding scars that deserve to be seen, not as weakness, but as proof of survival. This truth is not a weapon, it is a compass. It leads to freedom, and I am finally following it. I want to live authentically, not obediently. I want to love openly, not cautiously. I want to lead from truth, not tradition. And if that means shaking up centuries of silence, so be it. My truth is not meant to destroy legacies but to renew them. Because what good is a crown if it costs you your voice? So today, I choose truth. I choose courage over convenience. I choose myself, and I choose love. No more filters. No more fears. Let the world see all of me, the prince, the poet, the imperfect man. This is my voice, this is my story, and this is my truth. There comes a time in every man's life when he must stop existing in pieces and start living in wholeness. I have spent years dividing myself into fragments, one for the world, one for the palace, one for my poetry, and one that I buried so deep even I forgot how to find it. But now, I no longer wish to be divided. I want to be known in my entirety, as I am, without the perfection, without the polish, with all my truths laid bare like the sun over the desert. I am no longer afraid of being misunderstood, because I now understand myself. Truth is a mirror we often avoid because it shows us what we're not ready to face. But today, I look straight into that reflection. I see a man who loved with everything he had and received silence in return. I see a prince who tried to protect his people, his heart, and his name, all at once. But no one ever told me that saving everyone would mean losing myself. That ends today. I am no longer in the business of self-sacrifice for the sake of empty praise. I choose to save myself now, with the same intensity I used to save others. For a long time, I was told that truth had to be timed. That some truths were too wild to be spoken, too heavy to be heard. But truth delayed becomes poison. It eats away at you in silence. And I refuse to be poisoned any longer. My truth may not suit everyone's ears, but it will liberate my soul. I am not asking for permission to speak anymore, I am simply doing it. Because if I don't, I will forever remain a prisoner in a palace built by expectations instead of love. I want to speak about betrayal now, not just from strangers, but from those closest to me. Those who wore smiles during the day and plotted in shadows by night. The ones who claimed to protect the crown but secretly envied it.